In the next 2 lessons, we're going to be breaking down how to know which letter of the basic musical alphabet goes where on the staff and which line is which and which space is which. So let's start with a couple ground rules. Anytime any note lands on a line or space of the staff, it will have the same name. So anytime a note lands on line 2, it's always a G, just like from the G clef or the treble clef. Anytime a note lands on space 1, for example, it's always going to be an F. Now here's where it gets interesting, is that you can have more than one F. For example, you can see that all notes on line 5 are F. Also, all notes in space 1 are also F. We'll get into breaking down the difference between those Fs in the next chapter. For now, just memorize that we have an F that goes in space 1. We also have an F that goes on line 5. So let's take a look at just the notes on the lines. All right, so all the notes that go on line 1 are E. It does not matter if it's a whole note. It does not matter if it is a half note. It does not matter if it is a quarter note. All notes that have a note head on line 1 are always going to be E forever and ever and ever. Always. Likewise, all the note heads that go on line 2 of the staff, all those notes will always be G. Whenever you have a note head on line 3 of the staff, it's always going to be B. Anytime you have note heads on line 4 of the staff, it's always going to be D. Anytime you have note heads on line 5 of the staff, it's always going to be F. Let's talk about the space notes. So whenever we have a note head in space 1, and again, that can be a whole note, that can be a half note. It could also be, that was a messy half note, but that's okay. It could also be a quarter note. It does not matter what type of note. Just as long as the note head is in space 1, always, 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 it is going to be called an F note. Whenever the note heads are in space 2, always, 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 we're going to call those notes A. Anytime a note head is in space 3, always, 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 we're going to call that note C. And anytime a note is in space 4, always, 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 we're going to call that note an E. I will see you in the next lesson. Hey there, if you want to learn more about music theory, I highly recommend right now going to grab the 10 things everyone should know about music theory. It's a free download for you that you can get right now. There's a link in the description, also in the pinned comment below this video. So what are you waiting for? Go grab that thing and I will see you in the next video.